Translating the Quran has always been problematic and difficult. Many argue that the Quranic text cannot be reproduced in another language or form. Furthermore, an Arabic word may have a range of meanings depending on the context, making an accurate translation even more difficult. Nevertheless, the Quran has been translated into most African, Asian, and European languages. The first translator of the Quran was Salman the Persian, who translated Surat al-Fatiha into Persian during the 7th century. Another translation of the Quran was completed in 884 in Alvar, Sindh, India, now Pakistan, by the orders of Abdullah bin Umar bin Abdul Aziz on the request of the Hindu Raja Meruk. The first fully attested complete translations of the Quran were done between the 10th and 12th centuries in Persian. The Samanid king, Mansur I, 961–976, ordered a group of scholars from Khorasan to translate the Tafsir al-Tabari, originally in Arabic, into Persian. Later in the 11th century, one of the students of Abu Mansur Abdullah al-Ansari wrote a complete tafsir of the Quran in Persian. In the 12th century, Najm al-Din Abu Hafs al-Nazafi translated the Quran into Persian. The manuscripts of all three books have survived and have been published several times. Islamic tradition also holds that translations were made for Emperor Negus of Abyssinia and Byzantine Emperor Heraclius, as both received letters by Muhammad containing verses from the Quran. In early centuries, the permissibility of translations was not an issue, but whether one could use translations in prayer. In 1936, translations in 102 languages were known. In 2010, the Hurriyet Daily News and Economic Review reported that the Quran was presented in 112 languages. At the 18th International Quran Exhibition in Tehran, Robert of Ketton's 1143 translation of the Quran for Peter the Venerable, Lex Mahume Pseudoprophete, was the first into a Western language, Latin. Alexander Ross offered the first English version in 1649. From the French translation of al-Qur'an de Mahomet, 1647, by André du Raya. In 1734, George Sale produced the first scholarly translation of the Quran into English. Another was produced by Richard Bell in 1937. And yet another by Arthur John Arbery in 1955. All these translators were non-Muslims. There have been numerous translations by Muslims popular. Modern English translations by Muslims include the Oxford World Classics translation by Muhammad Abdul Halim, the Clear Quran by Mustafa Khattab, Sahih International's translation, among various others. Quote, "As with translations of the Bible, the English translators have sometimes favored archaic English words and constructions over their more modern or conventional equivalents. For example, two widely read translators, Abdullah Yusuf Ali and Marmaduke Pickthall, use the plural and singular ye and thou instead of the more common you. The oldest Gurmukhi translation of the Quran Sharif has been found in village land of Moga, district of Punjab, which was printed in 1911.